Welcome. Beer Guys Radio. We're back, Brian.
We're back, finally.
We're back between COVIDs and cancellations and reschedules.
Yes.
Brian, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, yeah.
Good. Brian is back. He got the COVID. I had to quarantine because we were hanging out drinking beers, but we're all good now. Yep. We're back in the studio having a good time. We have our friends from Bircus Brewing joining us, and we're looking forward to catching up there. In the studio with us, our good friend Adam Silverberg.
Hello.
From the Nest, Kennesaw. We got barbecue.
Yeah,
in studio, Brian. So we'll get to that.
Do.
We have beer and barbecue, and there's really not much more you need in life. So
you really don't.
So we are going to get at it, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching the live stream and you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll be back in a few minutes. We would love to chat with you. Nate, I think we're good to go. Let's do this.
Open up a tab, grab a seat, and pour a pint. It's time for the Beer Guys Radio Show.
You want free beer? Go to the brewery.
Dedicated to the art, science, and enjoyment of craft beer.
Yo, what's wrong with the beer we got?
Now, here are your hosts, Tim Dennis and Brian Hewitt.
And welcome to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We're broadcasting from the Beer Guys Radio Studios. And this week we're talking with Bircus Brewing and the Nest, Kennesaw, Brian.
Yes.
It's going to be a good time. I'm Tim Dennis. With me, as always, is my good friend.
I don't think I'm carrying it still, just the antibodies. So joining us today, we have Jillian Francois, the brand acrobat with Bircus, JD, the brewmaster for Bircus, and Matt Cremines, their sales manager. We also have Adam Silverberg with the Nest, as you mentioned earlier. To mangle a phrase, we're going to talk about beer and circuses, and also barbecue. Clowns, trapeze, juggling, but also neat things like fruited Kolsch's and Berliners and such. Guys, everybody, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good time. We've got a whole 3 rings here of fun today, don't we? We're just going to have a good time with it. I should clarify something so I don't scare people about you, Brian. They probably already are, but Brian had COVID. It is too late. So the virus, he had COVID. He's feeling better now, but had to miss last week.
If you're listening, get yourself tested because this can be transmitted by
radio waves.
Yeah, exactly.
As we know, the 5G signals.
That's right.
Are what's sending it
just
out there.
Flies right over that. That's like the jet stream for
it
COVID.
Is for
yeah,
COVID.
It really is.
So if you have a 5G phone, you're welcome. Brian just gave you COVID.
Hugs and kisses, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Bircus, we're going to jump to you in just a minute. We want to talk to Adam real quick about barbecue.
Yeah.
And the 3rd of July, which is the 3rd of July or the 4th of July better?
Well, so in my book, the 4th of July is for hangovers.
Okay.
So we're going to celebrate on the 3rd. And that's what we do in Kennesaw. Big fireworks show at dark, of course. Checked it myself today. It looks like a pretty good ample supply. I have handled a gator today, fellas.
Okay.
Our gator is here. Our full hog is here. We're ready to smoke and have a good old time. Plus, our collaboration with Reformation Brewing, the Nest Best Thing, which is a triple IPA, will be tapped on Sunday morning.
That sounds good.
Is that the same one, the same collaboration you did last year as well?
Yeah, it usually comes out in January when we do our beer dinner with them. For some reason, we didn't use it this year at the beer dinner, and so we're bringing it out now, and it is fantastic.
Cool. Does it pair well with whole smoked gator?
I think everything pairs well with a whole smoked, especially those Czech Pilsners.
The Czech Pilsner. Check.
That's right.
Jillian, have you guys ever smoked a whole alligator there at Bircus?
I don't think we've ever done an alligator.
Okay.
Like a crocodile, maybe?
Don't let Paul hear this because that could potentially be a thing.
That could happen, right?
It's quite a sight.
It is. It really is.
Something. It's not common here.
No.
It happens, but we went to one of their gator smokes one time, and I took a picture and posted it to the internet in like a odd or unusual subreddit on Reddit. I posted on Reddit.
They're all odd and unusual, really.
But let me tell you, Texas and Louisiana came out of the woodwork to tell me this was nothing special. That you're not special, Georgia, with your smoked gator. This is what we call Saturday afternoon.
They've got them hanging on their walls there. They just pick them off the wall and just smoke them. Yeah,
they come in 12 packs like soda, where you pull like tissues. You pull one out, and there's another gator right there.
Yeah,
but do they wrap it in bacon? That's the question.
I don't know. I don't know how the Cajun folks.
That's really the key.
Yeah. There's probably some sort of turducken abomination that includes,
I'm sure,
a gator.
I think I've seen a picture of that where they stuffed a turkey into its mouth and then the duck
that was ours.
Oh,
that was us.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You guys did that.
See?
Okay.
Good
We'll take
times.
that.
Good.
Take that,
times.
Texas.
That's right.
Awesome stuff. Matt, does Bircus have any big plans for the 4th?
I don't know about the 4th in particular. Jillian can probably enlighten you a little bit better on that. That's Jillian's market.
There?
I'm not doing my job very well if I spend too much time in the brewery.
Okay.
I'm making sure JD gets me enough beer to sell to the rest of the world.
I was going to say you're out there making sure that that folks are buying it, right?
Yeah, it's never easy, but you know, I get to sell beer for a living, so I've had worse jobs.
That's right.
What beer are you telling people to buy for the 4th then?
You know, we are currently rebranding our light lager, and it's going to crush. It's going to be a really pretty can, and that's going to be big. And our cerveza with the fresh squeezed lime juice is just so good for the summer right now. I am sold out of it, and JD's got to make more of it. So,
JD, we're sorry we didn't realize we were going to get everybody together to pressure you to get back to work here.
Do you need to take a break to brew these things?
Right.
Just go to the you know, that's always the case, right? You got to brew every day to try to keep up with everyone. So no, we've got some more light lager coming out on Monday, fresh out of the filter. So I'll add fresh lime juice, make some cerveza. That's one of our biggest sellers by far. But you know, like he said, for the 4th of July, I'm going to try to get out something out of our bright tank, which is some pineapple lager. So that should be nice, a little bit refreshing to go with the barbecue. I'm a Texan at heart.
Okay, fair.
So I smoke with oak, and here in Kentucky, you can find plenty of used oak in barrels. So if you know what you're doing, maybe you look in that direction a little bit too. Just a little heads up there.
Do you get, if you use a used barrel, do you get some character from that as opposed to just like fresh oak?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's certainly a devil's cut, so to speak, that you're going to pick up. You know what I mean? Like, there's absolutely some flavor enhancement depending on the toast that they use for what they're aging in the barrel. What you're picking up in the barrel can vary quite a bit. So I've aged some beers in red wine barrels. We've got one on tap right now. And, you know, I haven't smoked with any wine barrel oak.
Okay.
But I imagine I would get quite a different character out of it for sure.
That could be, see, I'm thinking like a light fish with a wine barrel oak, maybe a cold smoke, maybe JD. And I think that could bring something nice to the party there.
I'm thinking about smoking the malt ahead of time and making a rock beer with used barrel smoked malt. So that I don't think that's been done yet.
We're just on
this
fire
could be you
here,
guys.
man.
This could be your new
like
thing.
Where you're headed. I like where you're headed. Yeah. Maybe we're gonna have you come up and do a little collab brew with us here.
Oh, you don't want to do that, JD.
That sounds great.
There's COVID. No telling what's going to be.
You should see me on a trapeze. Like there he is, and there he went.
That's Brian adds the hops with a triple backflip off the upper bar.
Exactly right. On a unicycle.
Yeah. You bring the alligator, we'll make the beer.
Yeah, there you go.
We've got a party going, man. That's going to be great.
This is going to be fantastic.
What are you guys doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Tim, I think it's time for us to get into the beers of the week.
Brian, as always, we got a great list of beers to get into. So we have one here from a local brewery, Good Word Brewing, which if you've listened to the show, you've heard us rave about them a lot. This is a collaboration with Stan Hieronymus, and it's No Wooden Shoes. And one reason we thought this is appropriate is the label has, we believe they're clowns. Could be Carnival, which I guess that would still be clowns, right, Adam?
Yeah, that's
we're
absolutely
deciding,
clowns.
but we thought it was appropriate talking
festive.
with Bircus that this was an appropriate one to get into.
Is that a bathing suit? What's that guy
Could
wearing
be.
in the middle? Yeah.
Possible.
I don't know.
I mean,
We'll decide. We'll decide. We'll put that up on social media so everyone can chime in there on what they think that is.
Okay.
But we also from 3 Taverns, and we did a little live interview on our Facebook page, Brian. With Brian Purcell from 3 Taverns about Pilsner Liberation, which is a collaboration that they did with Pilsner Urquell.
That's right.
So a very cool beer that they've got there. They went over to the Czech Republic and did some brewing there, and then this was inspired by collaboration. I don't believe they came over here but it's kind of the stateside version.
Their take on it, yeah, that they could do
collaboration.
here.
And we're doubling down. We don't do this a lot, but we're going to feature another 3 Tavern beer because we think it is phenomenal. 3 Tavern Martyr's Breast Stout. Adam, you had that one?
I have not.
It is a barrel-aged stout with tonka and vanilla beans. Tonka beans and vanilla beans in there.
Released right now.
Yeah,
it's
we got
available
cans,
now.
man. It's going to be good. And from our friends at Highland Brewing, we want to thank them. They sent us their new IPA, Hazy Heights. So we're going to get into that. JD, are you familiar with tonka beans?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I know what they are, but I cannot say I've ever had a beer with tonka beans.
Man, phenomenal cinnamon notes from these beans. And apparently in large quantities, they were not allowed to be used in the U.S. for a while.
Yeah,
because there's, what is it, Brian? Is it a toxicity?
There's a toxicity to it. Yeah, they can cause some issues, hemorrhaging and whatnot. Apparently, it's basically the MSG for brewing right now. So, like, it's not really good for you. Don't use a lot of it.
I thought that was
but
that
it
grape
makes
must stuff.
Oh, you're right. That's the MSG. Well, this is the new one.
I'm in either way.
You're in either way. Okay. So not great for you, which is the Martyr's Tears. It's a reference to that. But yeah, it really enhances flavor a great deal with very small beans.
Well, it's good, but we need to take a break. We're going to be back very soon. This is Beer Guys Radio. We're going to talk to Bircus Brewing.
Intermission.
I feel like that first segment felt like it was on crack a little, on speed a little bit there.
Just a little bit.
So Bircus, are you guys in Georgia?
No, they're in Kentucky.
Well, no, like, are you distributing down here?
Oh,
not yet. No,
Okay.
We are just in Kentucky right now. So if
there's
get the need out there, hey man, I'll drive. I'll drive wherever you want.
There you go. Get them out there.
Go check us out, the Nest Kennesaw. We've got 48 taps on the wall. Georgia, but we're always looking for something unique.
Well, we have a distributor that'll bring people in on a limited time basis for different things, events and whatnot. So you might be able to work out a deal then. You get them, get some Bircus in for special event.
Mm-hmm. Right. There's very few people who have a cooler title than me. They call me the chief patron, but the marketing acrobat? That's
good. They've got some good titles. Yeah,
that's right. Acrobat. That's good. Yeah.
In all honesty, Brewmaster's a pretty solid title.
It is, but there's a lot of them.
Sales is lame, man. No one cares about the sales guy.
Fine.
Do they,
that's
man?
fine.
Yeah, right.
Fine.
Currency juggler. No, that's Cerveza juggler.
My day job, I'm in recruiting and staffing industry, so I do like sales and recruiting. So I know the feeling of the lack of respect on that.
See, I haven't learned to juggle or any of it yet. So, I feel like it's probably in the next month they're gonna get me to do something.
It's about showmanship, not really skill. You just got to make it look like
I've asked to breathe fire. I think that'd be like kind of badass enough to be cool. So like, that's kind of where I'm trying to be at. But we'll see.
Start with a unitard, get a really like a bedazzled unitard, and just do rolls on the floor, and like it just pop up. Like,
do you think the unitard needs to be bedazzled, or is it enough?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
we have the answer there.
We do an EDM circus, and I want to see Matt in this unitard
EDM
covered.
I am so down,
guys.
for that.
We got to go to Kentucky.
Yeah. We got to.
Yes,
it's at Ludlow, Kentucky.
Ludlow,
we got to go there.
Yeah. Some of our buddies are Kentucky rappers. We're friends with the guys from Nappy Roots, if you're familiar with them. Yeah. So traditional. We don't know Jack Harlow, but I know he's the latest hot rapper out of
the
Kentucky.
Latest hotness from Kentucky.
And he just took over here near our studio, Smyrna, Georgia. They just like 2 weeks ago, Jack Harlow did a takeover at a KFC there because I guess he's doing a promo thing. But they painted the building.
They've repainted the building. Yeah,
they had like a 15-foot tall chicken bucket that was a speaker. It was crazy. Man.
Wow,
crazy.
Come on
I
down.
can borrow that.
Right?
Yeah.
They know about spectacle. Yeah,
having a good time. Stephen Pete, Kettle Rock Brewing.
Hey,
we'll get no Mike Nate. He's here. He's busy. He'll jump back in a minute. What's that?
I was looking up where they
Where
were.
are
they? Gotcha.
They're near Cincinnati.
Stephen Pete.
Yes.
Kettle Rock Brewing. Always good to see Steven here. Did you miss us, Steven? He's always here hanging with us on Wednesdays, and we've let him down the last 2 weeks.
I know, it's been sad.
Gosh, I think we're about ready for another beer. We want to liberate some Pilsner.
Yes, let's liberate some Pilsner.
Czech Check 1, 2.
The Crispy Boys.
Crispy.
Celebrate America with a foreign Pilsner.
Well, this one's made here,
Yeah.
just inspired by all those
there's a couple breweries in the Atlanta area that like come out with these really great stouts right smack in the middle of summer. I mean, Orpheus, of course, has a couple out right now that are really good.
We did a show called Stouts Are for Summer. We're not scared.
They seriously did a lineup of like 18 different stouts for that, for like the Memorial Day.
JD, I don't want to take too much away from our actual show here, but are you a summer stout brewer? Do you get impacted by seasons?
Oh yeah, I'm impacted by seasons, but I would say during the summer I have a go-to, which is our Motordrome, which is a Schwarz beer. So, I love dark lagers. I actually named my daughter Vienna after one of my favorite styles of lager.
Right.
So, that's my go-to: Doppelbock, dark lagers, Belgian dark strongs, things like that, dark rich flavor. So, I'll pick that up. That's what I'll drink during the hotter months, just because I can drink more volume.
Right. And that's kind of what we said talking about that. I'm not gonna shy away from a really nice stout on a hot day. I may not drink as much of it as I would in the colder months, but I'm not gonna turn it down. So it's
the whole reason we have air conditioning.
We had Brick Store Pub this past weekend, awesome pub here in Atlanta, celebrated their 25th anniversary.
God, that's hard to believe.
And they had, is it called Jeroboams or Jeroboams?
Jeroboam.
The bottles that they're like
about 3 liters.
3 liters?
3 liters, yeah.
But they had a 3 liter of this Martyr's Tears stout that we have that they were going around and just pouring at the table. They actually had several beers they came around with in the.
They had Hunapu
bottles. They had Hunapu.
Hunapu was one of them. Yeah.
One. So, but yeah,
the new one. I don't know what the other ones were. I don't think we saw all of them, but they were pouring those for hours, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There was lots of good stuff. It was a good time.
It was.
Did you make it down any last week?
No,
Adam?
I did not.
Are you even trying?
I was down last week, man. I had a little back issue, so I was self-medicating,
man.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Are you even trying anymore?
He had some of the back COVID.
Yeah, the back COVID to really get you. It comes in from the side.
That's right.
Yeah. Back COVID.
You were sitting too near the 5G airwaves.
Yeah, it's weird. They give you a back brace for it. It's
for COVID or for your 5G signal.
Yeah, really.
All of the above.
We're gonna make somebody mad.
I'm sure they're. If they're listening, they're angry at this point.
They're mad now.
Yeah.
We've already made them mad. So it happens. We're not here to hurt anybody's feelings, but if we do,
complain about us loudly in public so other people listen and get angry too.
Yeah. What's that?
If they do, like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Dislike, share, and subscribe. That's fine.
If
that works
you hate
too.
us and you're listening to us, we're okay with that. We're totally fine with that.
We're fine with that.
If you listen to us to get your rage fix each week, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. So
we're glad we could be here for you.
All right. Good deal. Let's get back to it, Nate.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Now, back to the Beer Guys Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. Remember, all episodes are available on demand. So if you missed the broadcast, get the podcast. Beer Guys Radio is available on the Podcast Park and all popular and unpopular podcasting apps. Now let's get back to Bircus Brewing.
Bircus Brewing. So, Jillian, I imagine this is going to be a question for you. We were introduced to your brewery by Jason Sleeman. Jason Sleeman's a friend here locally who knows Paul, the founder. Jason is a brewery lender. So if you're listening, you need money for your brewery, look up Jason Sleeman. You'll find him out there. But we got that intro there, and Jason's like, this brewery's got a cool story. You need to check them out. So talk to Paul. I'm not even going to try there. Jillian, what is the origin story of Bircus Brewing?
Oh, man. It's when you hear it from Paul, it's a novel and a half. You know, it goes way back to a circus in Belgium and an origin story over there. But really, it is a place where creative people can come, drink good beer, be weird, produce these amazing events, and bring experience to the world. And when you meet Paul, it's a shame that he's not here because really he kind of embodies the personality of Bircus.
Okay. All right.
But it's a special little place in the world that just kind of formed in the little corner of Ludlow, Kentucky, with this really driven guy with a big idea.
Now, if I saw correctly, just to set the stage for some folks, Paul went to Ringling Brothers Clown College.
Yeah.
Toured with the greatest show on earth. And actually, the reason Paul cannot be with us tonight is he was called into clown duty for an event, correct?
Yeah.
That, another event had their beer sponsor cancel, and he told me, he's like, I've got to go. I've got to go to this. I believe it was
he's out clowning,
drag brunch bingo or something along those lines.
Yeah. It's a very well-known guy in the community is putting together a pride, and he lost a sponsor, and very true to Paul and Bircus spirit. It is, we do anything that we can to get it done. So
would you call it a nice gesture?
Oh, where's the drum roll? Don't we have a drum roll here? So a nice gesture. So, yeah.
The show must go on, as they say.
Yeah, we're here with sound effects. We're just slow.
Yeah. With it in the next segment or two, you'll hear a drum roll.
Yeah, we'll get there. We go. There we go. We got it. We did it.
Yeah.
Is there also a Bircus like venue in Belgium?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
There's a man who worked for a circus who came up with the idea of Bircus, and Paul brought it to life.
Okay, I'm going to actually take Brian and throw him directly under a bus.
Yeah.
Because that was a question you wrote. I should have let you ask it because I assumed by the writing there that there was a reason you asked that question.
So based upon my research, Tim, I thought that there was a possibility that there might be something like that, or that might even be a thing in Belgium that we were completely unaware of. So I had no idea.
That's
just
fine.
based upon looking into it. So I'm like, this may exist somewhere. The idea did happen in Belgium. Yeah.
It could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen.
But for some reason, it's only here in Ludlow, Kentucky.
And on that note, Jillian, why Ludlow, Kentucky? How did Paul and Bircus and that end up in Kentucky?
He found the Ludlow Theater, and he's such a genius when it comes to figuring out just how to make real estate work in the way that it needs to work for a business, that he has just figured out through the availability of Ludlow, Kentucky laws, how to bring this historic theater back to life with tax credits and launching the investor program. And truly, he's kind of brought life back into Ludlow, Kentucky, because truly everybody else is kind of looking at Ludlow and going, what's in Ludlow? Why Ludlow?
What's Ludlow? Yeah. But that's not an uncommon theme for breweries. They do that. And the pub we were talking about, Brick Store Pub, when they opened in I guess 97 in Decatur, they were really a key meeting place that helped revitalize the area there as well. So, beer brings people together.
Give people a place to gather.
The Nest,
I'm in a historic building.
Yes,
that's true.
Right.
You are.
Yeah,
multiple historic buildings, actually.
Pair it with circus too. You've got something that's just so adult, and then also something that's so family friendly, and also so kind of weird and interesting that it really works. It's a really special little place.
So what's the story with the theater itself, the historic theater there? Was it always kind of a venue for circus and performing arts, or is this kind of a new thing with Bircus?
JD, I'm going to let you kind of take the lead on this one, just because I am still learning. I've only been around
absolutely
for a couple weeks. No. JD's been around and knows all the ins and outs of all the details of historic kind of previous Bircus.
I may not know all the ins and outs, but the gist of it was for a long time Ludlow was like an entertainment center for this northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area, and really there was a circus that was quite popular for quite some time. Ludlow kind of died off with some of the industrial change of time, right? And with that, the theater kind of went a little defunct and was kind of left for some new opportunity. So Paul being this kind of crazy real estate investor, out of the box kind of I don't know, Jack in the Box might be the best kind of phrase for Paul. He's come together and kind of put an opportunity for people to come and perform, like Jillian said. Really, the driving goal, I think, is to bring new people new opportunities. So he's a big incorporator of people in the community that don't get some opportunities or maybe are economically disadvantaged, that sort of thing. He brings them in. He uses the circus as kind of a tool to open a world view to some of these people and maybe set them on a path that's a little more appropriate for the rest of life. So with that, the brewery is kind of an engine to that, right? We try to create some profitability so that we can continue these opportunity generations. And we look for investors that are interested in both the circus and the brewery. And we try to bring together some interested people that, you know, this is something different than anyone else offers. And we're not really looking for the same end goals that other people are offering. So Ludlow's kind of a unique spot. We're trying to bring more attention to this side of what I would call the greater Cincinnati area.
Okay.
But realistically, we're close by to everyone. You know, you come up here, you can go see the rest of the sites. You can go watch a ball game at the Great American Ballpark. You can go over and watch the Bengals play. You know, they're actually doing good. Great. Come watch. You know, we love that. So then come across the river. We're just a stone's throw across the river. Come have a wood-fired pizza. Come have a great beer. Interact with us. You know, somebody cool like you guys, maybe we'll do a collaboration brew. Maybe we'll do some sort of future endeavor, smoke some gator together.
Smoke some gator, smoke some beers, a whole gator on a pizza. That's right. There's no telling what'll go in there. Now, JD, you mentioned something I wanted to ask about that. And Jillian, JD, this may be, you know, better for you. And Matt, I promise we won't ignore you. We will talk about.
I'm having a great time
getting this beer out of it. Good, man, good. But I heard that, or I believe read that one of the driving factors of starting the brewery had to do with, you know, Paul saying, hey, wait a minute, circuses make most of their money on concessions. If we make the beer and provide it ourselves, that comes to providing concessions to the circus.
Yeah, I mean, essentially that's the name of the game, right? I've been brewing for over a decade now, and I'm providing concessions to anyone who's interested in imbibing. So what I get is a little bit more of a unique opportunity to convey my stuff to, like Jillian said, maybe some more family-oriented people. I've evolved over these years. My daughter Vienna is now 8 years old plus. So, you know, we're working towards a different format of life. So this gives me some opportunity to be a little more widespread, a little bit more opportunistic. And Ludlow offers some unique opportunity. We're not kind of tied up in the intensity that the beer culture has in the greater Cincinnati area, but we can partake in some of that. So we get to drop some people over from there, but at the same time, we're kind of doing a very traditional and untraditional format. None of our beers are alike.
Sounds pretty awesome. We got to get up there for that collab.
We got to. Yes, we got to. Yeah.
You are listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. We need to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more from Bircus Brewing. There we go.
All
Clear.
Right. I love that you asked that question. I had no idea if it was true or not. I'm like, I wonder if this, just find out.
I would argue that the entire country over there is a little like a circus.
I mean, potentially
in a fun way.
Well, and I'd seen things when I was doing some background that the owner there had said he could open up a bunch of these anywhere. You know, it's something that could be, you know, he get some investment, get the right place, and you can have kind of a, you know, the circus beer situation together in a lot of different areas.
I didn't know about Bircus until tonight, so shame on me. But you know, we're kind of some kindred spirits here. I mean, we're revitalizing a downtown district outside, you know, the North Atlanta region, and you know, we're in two homes that were built in 1880, and we have a coffee roastery that's in a historic church. I mean, we got all kinds of cool stuff going on. So that's really cool. I got to get up there and check you guys out. I like that story, that bringing the old back to life and finding that culture where there used to be culture is that's really cool. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, let's see.
Steven's got we enjoyed having you guys here. They said they enjoyed being on the show. We had a blast having you guys on here as well.
Was it a year ago?
Was that a year ago?
It seems like
time flies.
Yeah, it seems like it wasn't that long ago.
Time is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Bircus, one of the fun facts of the Pete family is not only are they all involved in the brewery, but they're like 120 generations of Georgia Tech grads.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. They're all at Georgia Tech.
There's about 50 Petes that work at the brewery, and all of them are Georgia. They're all grads, like 2 or 3 times over, I think.
Yeah, so, Nate, can you pop that next one up? I can't see it there, sir. One of the guys in the PC Masters Homebrew Club, Scott Cole, plays second in NHC. No kidding.
Nice.
Very impressive. Second place Kolsch, huh? All right. I'd love to try that.
Yeah, I would as well.
I had a buddy here. I think Bill Boyer got 2 medals in NHC.
Bill's doing a Georgia competition.
Bill does, I think, and this is no joke, he's probably won 50 medals this year.
Yeah.
We've got a buddy here that brews beer, mead, and cider, but it looks like cider and mead are his sweet spot. And I mean, just
that wasn't a joke.
Wasn't. Another drum roll there. So, but he enters a ton of competitions and just does extremely well. So,
our drummer's drunk.
And it's been a while since I've had his meads or ciders, but apparently he's doing them right.
So the Nest is sponsoring his Georgia competition.
Well, he's
okay, cool.
He was.
When you said he's doing a Georgia competition,
he's doing the competition.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he's moving on. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sure, go ahead.
He's moving on up because when we were homebrewing, like we're going on, it's nearly a decade ago. He was very actively homebrewing at that time. Yeah, you go ahead. I've got another one over here.
Yes.
All right, get some of this.
Yeah, you got to support the homebrews.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Y'all, just a second. I hear like talking that's not us.
Is it echo?
I have like 6 people on speakerphone. Is that a problem?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Every now and then it does this, but it usually doesn't show up on the recording, so I don't know exactly what the issue is.
It may be software cancellation, glitching type of situation.
Yeah, all the digital processing and all that.
You got some?
He took it. All right. He took it.
Directions and it was kicked back. So
it's fine.
Here we go.
Drink up.
So drink
Cheers.
Drink it.
You're so tall, man. That first beer probably hasn't hit your belly yet. So go ahead and put some more in there. So.
The second one's already in my left knee.
Yeah. There's an outdoor gear store, a little outdoor gear store up near me in Woodstock.
Okay.
And they've also got a YouTube channel they do a lot. And the guy that does the YouTube videos, he said he's 7'1".
7'1".
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
And so you get that tall, it gets a little difficult because I'm 6'3" and I very rarely have to look up to many people. But we've got Sean Williams. I don't know how tall Sean Williams is, but he's
high 6s, like 6'6", 6'7".
He's pushing up there. Yeah. But I got to look up a little bit to you. You're a little tall. How are 6'5"? 6? Are you up to 6?
I like to say 5'19" to mess with people.
5'19". Yes.
5'19".
How tall are you? 5'19".
Yeah.
So I'm curious if there's, because that was a thing that I think Circus has had, people on stilts, like
I can do that without the stilts.
Yeah, you could do it without the stilts.
Pants.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of folks walking around in stilts at the brewery?
Part of our circus camp that we do for the kids.
Okay. There you
Oh my
go.
God.
I would do that. I would try that anyway. That would be fun.
Man, I wouldn't want to do it because a dude my size falling off stilts, it's just over with.
You know what's a good point? If I fell off of that, I would probably be crippled for life.
Yeah.
At this
Didn't
point.
that happen in Billy Madison? Clown fell and like cracked his head off.
Did it? I wouldn't doubt it. Probably. I have seen videos like at the places where people are on super tall stilts, like you make a wrong step. If you get off balance with those, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know what I'm talking about. It's pretty hard to catch your balance on those tall stilts if you do start to tumble. You're tumbling.
I mean, I've tumbled just walking normally, and I have not been able to recover.
I did last week. I I fell down like my last 4 steps.
Yeah, I need to put some riders in my life insurance. Like if I break my neck,
were
putting
you
on my
on
pants,
stilts,
my wife
Tim?
gets extra money.
I was. I mean,
wow.
doesn't everybody wear stilts at home?
Always go down the stairs in stilts. That's the best way to go.
Grease the stairs, put on your stilts, and then head down.
Or a pogo stick. That's even better.
Well, the stilts were on the pogo.
You know what's great is that we're still kind of on topic.
Well, yeah. Amazingly
yeah.
enough, we're still on topic a little bit here. You know, speaking of that, let's get back to talking to Bircus and what's going on there. So, all right, Nate, you got it?
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Next Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys radio show. I want to give a quick shout out to one of our great radio affiliates, KCPX 1490 AM in Moab, Utah. Catch Beer Guys Radio on KCPX every Sunday at 3 p.m. Now let's get back to Bircus Brewing.
Bircus Brewing. Jillian, I keep talking to you, but there's just so much interesting stuff here. I want to talk a little bit more, dive a little deeper into the circus aspect of things here. So what is an average weekend like at Bircus? What kind of acts are people going to see? What's going down at Bircus Brewing?
It's forever changing. That's kind of the beauty of it. We do matinees every weekend. So 2:00, we've got a show going on Saturdays and Sundays, and then weekend evenings we've generally got music, usually paired with circus as well. One of the things that Paul has been able to do is connect with performers all over the world, and he has a little apartment above the pizza kitchen and can bring people over to perform. So it's forever always changing, and worth keeping an eye out, because last week we had fire breathers and a lyra hoop, which is a suspended hoop from the ceiling. This week we've got a tightrope walker, and he spins this metal cube thing that is just fascinating. And we've got a hula hoop act. So it just kind of depends on the weekend. But 2:00, come in on the weekend and you're gonna get a show and some really good beer and
That
food if
awesome.
you want as well.
That sounds pretty. Now we have a favorite clown here. Do you know Puddles the Clown? Puddles Pity Party?
I don't know if I do.
The sad clown with the golden voice.
Yes, yeah. So Puddles was on.
I do know.
Okay,
Puddles.
all right,
Okay.
there we go.
I do know Puddles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's in Atlanta. He's an Atlanta-based clown, and in addition to Puddles, he performs a couple other acts. And what I got a weird look from Nate, so I got to ask him. No, he's not going to tell me. Okay, but Puddles the Clown, very good, very beautiful voice, and just a cool guy.
Known for,
and he's 6'20".
Yeah,
he's
about
5'19" at least.
Is he?
Yeah.
And he's known. He went viral initially with Lord's Royals, the cover, and he's done just a trillion covers. I was curious if he's performed there in Ludlow. Like, it seems like that might be his kind of venue.
I mean, I'm gonna have to reach out for sure.
Yeah.
This collaboration.
I'm guessing
put the idea in my brain
did not
and we'll make
know
it happen.
him, that he probably has not.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
We did. This was a little before my time, but I know we have had the great Jerry Springer as a ringmaster.
I did see the pictures there. All right. That's a Cincinnati legend there, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, that's what I thought. Right.
Does he wear the clown makeup, or is it just
his
no?
makeup?
He conducts everything.
Okay.
Lots of sequins.
Beautiful. Was he the mayor of Cincinnati? Do I remember that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, Matt, they mentioned some fire breathing. Did you make your debut there?
No, I've just been practicing at home.
Okay. Setting in traffic, practice.
I'm not ready to, debut my skills just yet. I'm getting lessons, but between that and then we'll have a ton of performers that'll there's these big long ropes. They're called silks, and they're just crawling up. They've got all the core strength in the world. I would fall. It's a crazy place. You'd be sitting there on your laptop and drinking a beer, and then turn around and somebody's just doing a handstand for practice. And
But not just a handstand on top of a table that's balanced on top of a barrel.
Okay, that makes sense. Of course,
it comes in handy in the warehouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
moving those barrels around so easily. Is there a high percentage of people working at the brewery that are actually in the circus itself?
I'd say there's more. Yeah, there's more people that work in the circus as well than people that don't. I think you're looking at the three that don't do circus stuff.
I gotcha. Okay.
We picked well, I guess.
That's it, man. I don't know. So it's like you got to come here to see the clowns. If you want to see that, you got to come here. So
we're not just circus though. We do other things as well. And I'm wondering if Matt's actually practicing his events for our wrestling that we offer during some of the weekends.
That's more my speed. That's more my speed.
So we offer like a Mexican style wrestling event that comes with the Northern Kentucky wrestling, so forth.
Beautiful.
We hit all the buttons as far as that kind of stuff. So any event you can think, we're interested in. So
it sounds like a lot of fun. Like I love just a good tap room, your basic tap room, but something unique like that, count me in, man. Yeah. Beer and wrestling. I can't wait to see Matt as a luchador and his unitard.
I'm more like Stone Cold Steve Austin smashing the beer cans together.
Okay.
It's more my speed, but whatever night calls for whatever character you got to be, you just got to get there and do it.
Yes. If you got to do what you got to do, man.
If you're wearing the mask, you can just change the mask up and be a different character each night, So that there is that, it's a little easier that way, but
you can be
nothing saying
you want to be in the circus.
Yeah, nothing saying you got to wear it all the time though.
Be who you want to be. Well, JD, let's talk a little bit about beer here, because I hear that is also a part of the circus there. So
absolutely.
What's your background and inspiration? What do you like to brew, and what's happening at Bircus?
So what I love about brewing with Bircus is I've been doing this for a long time, a little over a decade, and I've brewed in, 7 states and 2 countries. I brewed for a time in India, and it doesn't get any weirder or more unconventional, even in the circus. So I think that I draw my inspiration from all over, but this is a platform where we really have kind of an eclectic group of people coming in that can enjoy stuff from all over. So we have very traditional style beers. We've got a clean cut Kolsch. We've got a nice Pilsner. We've got some other stuff. We've got a Schwarz beer. We've got a gambit of beers that way. Vienna style lager, of course. But then we've also got some very unconventional beers. We've got a fruited Kolsch with some guava in it. We've got something like some barrel-aged options. We've got a Belgian Dark Strong currently. We've just got a wide variety of different styles. One of our most popular is like a fruited Berliner Weiss. So we just have an eclectic group of people. They pick and choose all over, and I get to partake in that. So that's kind of my fun.
I'm kind of curious. That's got to have some really unique challenges to it. Were you brewing like the styles that you would be brewing here, or was it a lot more towards lagers and things like that?
Yeah, so we have like a Belgian style wit here called Miss Patterson. That would have been a really popular beer over in India. The majority of craft beer drinkers over there were looking for Hefeweizen, Belgian wit. Those were the majority of all styles. So IPAs are just kind of coming on board as people get used to maybe the bitterness that they expect. And that a lot of that comes with New England style IPAs. So they're just getting into that. This couple years ago, of course, so things are probably changing rapidly, but Belgian wit and Hefeweizen by far the biggest sellers. So not the biggest movers here, so we're kind of blending some of that culture together.
Now, JD, if I'm not mistaken, there is a craft beer scene in India, and it's growing. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. Like I spent my time over there with, I think, the second oldest craft beer brewery over there. And, they were popping up like crazy after my time there. And there's just a lot of great talent that's coming in because there's a lot of opportunity, but it's a very unusual place. It's unlike anywhere else in the world. And I wouldn't trade my time there for anything, but kind of being able to blend some of that unique experience with what we can offer. And Paul bringing in these other people from other places in the world for talent it's really fun to get their inspiration as performers and just kind of take something and move on with it that way. So, it's unusual. It was challenging, but there's plenty of challenges here for any brewer out there.
That's pretty cool.
That is
nice.
very cool.
And I only knew about the India thing because a while ago, after our radio show, we do put the show out as a podcast, and our host added this service called, I think it's Gaana, Gaana, which apparently is sort of the Spotify, Apple Music equivalent in India.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, sure, go ahead and put us out there. We actually saw a pretty good spike of listeners in India. So I did a little research, and there's this Facebook group called Friends of Froth that is about the Indian.
I know John.
Okay.
I've met him many times. So I mean, we used to crack beers together quite often. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So but
he's the man. Yeah.
I kind of went around on there and saw what was going on and found out craft beer it's
big over there.
Stuff going on over
There's
there.
a lot of people to drink beer
there
over
is.
there, Tim.
And Brian, Nate tells me we're out of time, so we're going to take a break. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show, and we will be right back with more from Bircus Brewing. Seg 4, man, they come at you fast
on the
they?
Quattro. Yes.
All right. Let's see, Matt, we're going to talk to you some about kind of the reach, distribution, and plans.
Cool.
When we go into this next segment, kind of talk about what's going on there.
And you might have some information about, you're working on a new location still, or is that open now? Like a third location?
We have a second location. Yeah. We have
a
nice additional place to get beer and eat our awesome pizza. So
okay,
but
Big
I'll
Blue,
talk
we
about whatever.
technically have a third location.
Oh, we talking about Big Blue too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do a pizza?
Yes.
I got something up my sleeve.
I was gonna say that a little brick oven, little
gator,
fire,
little gator.
Yeah, I was thinking of that earlier. A gator pizza when you guys come up with the beer collab. That sounds badass.
A whiskey smoked gator pizza.
Look at that! Look at that! How about a Creole Alfredo sauce, some sliced andouille, all right, gator, shredded gator on there,
of course.
I'm trying to think.
We
probably
might not should call it pizza at that point. It was called a flatbread.
hang on, are we going capers or something like that? I don't know.
I don't think that would fit with this.
Maybe not.
Maybe we can do a picadillo pizza, which is fun to say. Which would have olives.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like the olives. Picadillos.
What if you did it with like a naan?
A naan
bread,
a little tandoori gator.
There you go.
Tandoori gator, yeah. Curried gator. I'd eat.
I would definitely do tandoori gator. I would try that out. I'd have to try that.
I'll tell you guys, the best piece of meat I've ever had is the cheek muscle from an alligator.
I've heard cheek. I've heard I've had beef cheek, which is delicious.
It usually doesn't make it out of the kitchen.
Tuna, like the tuna, getting that little knot out of there is supposed to be.
I think I've had a little bit of that out of like one of the whole a pearl of meat. Yeah.
Usually your line cook ganks it.
Yeah. It's like they don't know anything about it.
They don't need to know about that.
Don't they sometimes sell, like certain places will take basically like the jaw of a fish and offer that as a specialty?
I have seen that. I don't know anything about that personally, but I have seen that done.
All right.
Yeah.
You put that on the only bones plate, a side of fish head.
Yeah. Bones only.
Bones only. Yeah. Only bones is the dating.
I'm collecting them for you guys. If you guys get up there on third.
Call it the whole graveyard and have fish bones, gator bones, chicken bones.
Right. Yeah. Beef bones, of course.
He's got a platter he calls the whole farm that's got all the meats, and we were eating wings to give people background who have no idea.
Yeah.
We were eating wings and we were talking about, do you like drums or flats, this and that. I think Brian's like, I like the bones.
Yeah.
So we suggested he offered
bones only.
Joke with people, put that on the menu, all flats, all drums, all bones.
All bones.
Yeah.
All bones. So
and for a little extra, they'll sit next to you and eat them in front of you. Bones.
We even talked about doing a fake video where he brings us a plate of bones out and we're like,
yeah. Oh, that one gift for the guys behind the tree with the tongue hanging out. Like, I
got a video guy coming on Friday. If you guys want to come,
have a good time. We're about to get stouty. I tell you what, y'all, I'd love to share all these beers with you because we got some good stuff here. But I hope this Martyr's Breath and Three Taverns is stellar. Shout out to Brian Purcell and Neil Engelman. But this is one of the finest stouts I've had in a long time. I got to say, and I'm the Tonka beans, vanilla beans, Milli Vanilli,
yeah.
all of that is in here. Here
Tonka
you go,
beans.
sir.
Is that where the Tonka truck comes from?
It is. Yeah, it's made out of the beans.
Yeah.
And most people don't even know that Tonka trucks are vegan.
Right.
Have no idea.
So, yeah.
Oh boy,
this is going to turn into the inside joke podcast.
People don't even know the Tonka
What's
trucks
going
are
on
vegan
anymore.
I need a whole truck.
Yeah,
Say paleo.
Completely
vegan, gluten free.
I'm a fifth level vegan.
Zero swim bladder involved in this.
Right. You know, I'm a fifth level vegan.
Fifth level.
I don't eat anything that casts a shadow.
Oh, that's. So you eat in the dark all the time, man.
Yeah,
That's basically it.
So I can eat anything I want as long as the lights are off.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Isn't that actually literally a dinner event in Atlanta right now?
It is. Yeah.
Have you guys
dining
had
in the
those up
dark?
there?
Yeah.
Circus in the dark. Give you try? No,
Wow.
Don't try that.
Yeah.
It's already pretty dark, but
just
the danger level, the insurance rates.
I was thinking insurance. So you want to do what now?
Man, this smells like a
cookie. Yeah, the vanilla and cinnamon
What's
in
that?
it. By the way, when you drink this, I'll start by telling you there is no cinnamon in it. There's no cinnamon in this.
So
not a bit.
So it's non-cinnamon.
What's a synonym for cinnamon?
Nutmeg.
Spice.
Yeah. Take a whiff of the beer.
It smells like a snickerdoodle.
It does kind of smell snickerdoodly.
Yeah, it's very cinnamony. Kind
Jillian,
of like
I
woody.
saw you sipping a beer. What have you been enjoying this evening?
I am actually sipping on the Motordrome.
Okay, all right.
What's the Motordrome?
Matt, you got you a beer?
Yeah, I'm drinking our IPA. It's called Juggalotes. It's a tribute to ICP.
My gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You've got a Juggalo beer.
That is, have you had ICP there?
No, just our wonderful collab with them, and our when I say collab, our tribute to them. Yeah, maybe one day if it catches on, I think it's
Juggalotes.
Have Insane Clown Posse come in and then have a science guy do a show with nothing but magnets. It'd be insane.
How does this even work?
That's exactly right. In the dark.
In the dark. Someone will need to be whistled.
Oh boy.
Gosh.
The brainstorming ideas happening here.
They get better the more beers we have.
You can just turn the volume down.
Yeah.
And I thought you had peaked at Gator Pizza. Here we are. You just keep
that
killing
was
it.
The beginning.
You know what? If I had realized at the beginning you had a beer called Juggalotes, that would have literally been the only topic we talked about.
Is it too late to change the fourth segment?
Yeah.
It's, you know what? I think I saw, I was looking at Untapped and looking through the beers that they had. I saw that and it did not register what that was.
It did. It didn't click for you.
I really wish it had, because I would have been like, oh my goodness.
Once you see the packaging all together, I wish that I was part of that when it came to be, because
that's awesome.
Is it offered in all of the flavors of Faygo?
All the flavors. Juggalo Red
limited release varieties.
Man, this is gonna be awesome.
Woo!
Cool. Well, y'all, we've got one more segment to get to. I think we've got crazy broad here, but did we miss anything? Matt, we're going to talk to you about
new
beers, distro, what's coming on there.
Sure.
But anything else we want to make sure to cover in this last little bit?
No, just kind of want to talk about, kind of what we're kind of reinventing ourselves with our self distro program, and what we can expect with our new expansion into different parts of Kentucky.
Beautiful. Let's do that then.
Did we want to also touch a little bit on the newest beers if we have time?
We will definitely plan to work some of those in there. Yes, I think we can do that. So
okay,
a lot to do.
Yeah, Brian.
We'll try to get it all done.
I see your little section on the latest beers here. Brian is our research guru, so I usually just read what Brian puts together and use his research. So thank you.
But they may have newer stuff beyond this that they want to mention.
Yeah, and we can bring that up in conversation. What's that?
So go F yourself, San Diego.
Yes.
Yes. I put that in there.
Yeah.
You see that line, that question you read earlier?
He
like,
did get me with that. Yes. Is there a Bircus in Belgium? And Jillian's looking at me like,
what's wrong
what
with
are you talking
What are you
about?
even talking about? Where would you get this idea?
Why do I still do this show with you? Such a trouble.
Nobody else will do it with you.
That's good. That's a good
That's
point.
exactly right.
All right. All right, Nate, I think we're composed here. Let's do this.
Follow the Beer Guys on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Now, back to the Beer Guys radio show.
Welcome back to the Beer Guys Radio Show. If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/beerguys. Patrons get cool perks like Beer Guys swag and commercial-free episodes. Now let's get back to Bircus Brewing. Bircus Brewing.
Bircus.
I did it wrong.
Bircus Brewing. Yes, exactly. So, Matt, we want to talk to you some, sir. You are the sales manager at Bircus, correct? Is that your official title? Do you have a crazy circus-related title?
You know, like when we were making the business cards, Jillian came hard with that acrobat title, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like,
okay.
You know, I'm gonna have to be sales manager until we can put some real thought into it. So, as of right now, I'm just the sales manager. Until something worthy of the title comes along, that is my given title. Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fire breather.
That's it.
If I can master
Clown.
fire breather, first off, if I gave you my card and it said fire breather and I gave you beer samples, you better buy it. Like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
that would be just.
Is this
given.
a threat?
It does sound like a
Yeah,
threat.
I will drive down to Georgia and breathe fire.
See, fair enough, man. That seems like a good. Everybody has their own creative sales tactics, Matt, and that one sounds like it could be effective.
I feel like I'm the only one doing that.
Yes, literally the only one. He's gonna have his own Dale Carnegie series soon about
breathe fire and influence
increase
people.
your sales through fire. Yes.
You
know, my
his
own
beard
Tony
needs
Robbins
to look like
speech.
yours.
What's that, Jillian?
But his beard needs to look like yours. It's much bigger.
see,
And then he
yeah.
started
Yeah,
breathing that
there
fire.
you go.
this is a few accidents. You know, I used to have a big red beard, and then
I was gonna
Okay.
say every time I get too close to fire, I get a little nervous. So
And see, Matt, that's unusual because I know a lot of people who've like gone into beer, brewing and beer, and the beard, it seems like the beard and the hair will get longer. Like we have a friend who came from the wine industry, and like I saw his picture just before he left wine, and his hair's all it's like a little longer, like shoulder length, but it's pulled back, and he's in a button down, and he's all prom. And now you see him, and the beard is 37 feet long.
yeah.
The hair goes down the middle of his back. So
No,
That's long.
I was 100% worried when I came on with Bircus and I met JD, and I'm like, can this guy even brew? He doesn't have a beard. That's a staple in the industry. So no, despite his lack of beard, he makes some pretty good beer.
that's it. He'll make up for lack. That's why Brian has to carry such a big beard, is because I can't grow one.
yeah,
So he's got to have enough beard for both of us.
I'm bearding
enough.
for two, basically.
Bearding for two.
Yeah.
I'm bearding for two. Well, Matt, Bircus Beers, you mentioned you're kind of revitalizing, revamping, relaunching out there. Kind of tell us what your plan is and what's happening on that front.
Sure. So, we're in a new world as far as beer buying and beer selling. You know, coming out of the pandemic, people are starting to utilize avenues that they weren't a year ago, 2 years ago. You know, outside patios used to be the thing. People can go inside now. Things that were selling aren't selling now. It changes so quickly. So trying to stay fresh with that is key. But I mean, having the awesome support back at the tap room and kind of the shows, that's a no-brainer. I can get people to buy my beer with the cool story attached to it. But coming out of the pandemic, we realized our challenges and getting back into the market. But we actually did, because of our entertainment value, we did really well during the pandemic. So we're now getting back into the world as it should have been. And we're doing a few things. We have our own canning line, which is great, and makes it a little easier to be organic with the things that we can do. We're doing specialty beers. We have the ability to do specialty labels. Not a lot of the bigger breweries can offer things like that. If you wanted to make a beer specifically for, an account, I have the ability to do that. So there's so much competition then across the river in Cincinnati, and we're such a big, you would think, saturated market, but that never, changes. We're always busy. And then in Ludlow and close to Covington and Newport, that's just right across the river of Cincinnati. So a lot of competition. Trying to stay relevant is key for us. So we just got in Kentucky the ability to be self-distribution again. That's awesome for us, being as small as we are, throwing your rock into a big pond with a distribution partner is always tough. So we can, like I said, being able to offer things that bigger guys can't. So we're excited to be self-distribution. We have a little more presence with the account, and that goes a long way. So we're excited there. Once we get, a few more investors and get another good year under our belt, we're going to be moving down to a new building. We have another building about less than a mile down the way along the Ohio River. And that's going to be, what do you think, 5 times as big as our current property? So it's got a lot of potential. We're going to be able to increase the space that JD works in and, get a much bigger cold storage unit. We're stacking kegs, fellas. It's a tight fridge. So, that's why we need a strong man, circus theme there, right? But like I said, with the canning line, we get to do a lot of cool stuff. We're excited there. We have another little tap room down in Covington, which is the next town over from us, that helps expand our reach, where we make awesome pizzas and pour awesome beer. We have a lot of cool new beers coming down the pipeline. We're doing a lot of cool stuff. We talked about it during the break with our barrel aging program. It doesn't hurt being in Kentucky with, 80% of the bourbon producing world in our backyard.
Yeah.
So we got some cool stuff coming out. We're hoping to get with a few different distilleries, but right now we're going to do some cool stuff dropping soon with Boone County. We're excited there. It's you're not wrong. There's no wrong choice for a stout in the summer. So I'm trying to get us to get those tapped soon. So a lot of things down the pipeline. Jillian has been, like I said, our marketing acrobat and currently rebranding our most popular beer, our light lager. And there's a really cool story behind that. It's not just our light lager anymore. We call it Hey Rube, which means that 2 circus people are about to throw hands.
All right.
Circus fight. Circus fight.
I'll let Jillian explain it.
Hold on. Okay. It's very particular, and Paul would do the same. He'd interrupt you if you were here, because it's not necessarily 2 circus people. It's whenever somebody associated with the circus or the carnival is in a predicament, generally at a bar, and they need backup, they will yell, "Hey Rube," and everybody from the circus or the carnival or wherever they work comes running for backup. Circus fight. Yes, it's not
everybody needs the circus mafia.
Yes.
Everybody should have a crowd where you can say,
"Hey Rube,"
whatever. Hey Rube, say whatever your Hey Rube is. And if I'm ever at your place and I yell "smoke all bones,"
I
want all staff to just
everybody comes piling out of the kitchen.
All right, I'll see if
Ready
I can
to
arrange
go.
that.
I'm imagining guys running in on stilts, people like bouncing in balls coming in to fight. That's fantastic.
The juggler is just whipping pins right at your head.
You don't know what kind of backup you got coming.
I personally
That's
want to
part of
come
the
to your
fun.
brewery and then push someone and yell and then just step away and watch it go on. So probably not a nice thing to do, but it'd be a great show.
A car will pull up in front and 83 clowns will get out of it. 83.
Carrying switchblades.
All of them.
Yeah.
Don't pick wrestling night. Bad idea.
Sounds like a great idea to me, Matt. That sounds like the best idea to me. But oh man, good stuff. I was going to mention Juggalote.
Yes.
They have a beer called Juggalote.
Yes.
And again, greatest thing, Matt, absolutely the greatest thing in the world, Juggalote. Homage to the Insane Clown Posse, the ICP. Is the can magnetic? Is it?
I don't know if that would be good for the flavoring. I hope not.
Okay.
JD probably explain a little bit more on the recipe. I'm just really good at drinking them, and we just canned
Fair
them.
enough.
So it's this time of year's release. So I'm waiting to sell it. It's next week's thing to do.
Okay.
Is bring Juggalots back to the Northern Kentucky market.
So JD, 2-part question. Tell us about Juggalo, and do you do it in various Faygo pop flavors?
We do not do the various flavors, but that is an avenue for me to explore. I do have a few options with some flavors coming up, so that might be the beer that gets experimented with here. But no, I would say all our beers are magnetic, man. What are you talking about? You put it in your hand,
enough.
You don't want to put it down, right?
Right there.
I mean,
that makes sense. I can't argue with that.
No, I can't. So is it an oatmeal style? What I didn't quite catch what the beer was itself.
It's an oatmeal IPA. I wouldn't call it a hazy style IPA, but it uses a lot of oats, so it's got some thickness to it. So it's just got a little bit more body, still a little more bitter. So it's not like a New England style. I think it's like 62 IBUs or something. I think Matt's got the can there, but 55 IBUs. So it's up there in the medium range. So. But it's a nice, well-balanced beer. It's got a lot of body to back that hop.
That's a case where I judged the beer by the can. It's a darker looking can from what I saw, black and white. And I was thinking, oh, that's probably a stout. No,
Brian,
not at all.
You are incorrect, sir.
Incorrect.
You're incorrect.
Yes.
We all thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. It's been an awesome time learning about Bircus Brewing. Jillian, if people want to learn even more about Bircus, what's the best way for them to do that?
You can follow us on Instagram at Bircus Beer. You can also go to bircus.com and follow along with all of our weird events that we have going on and all of our new releases. But Instagram is probably going to be your best first line of defense to figuring out when the newest Faygo Juggalots is releasing.
Beautiful. Awesome. Matt, Jillian, Brewmaster JD, thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Absolutely. Well, that about wraps it up, Brian, for this episode of the Beer Guys Radio Show. Join us next week. We're going to have a panel discussion of random topics, Brian.
We are.
We're going to have a discussion. You're listening to the Beer Guys Radio Show. For more craft beer info, follow us online. We are Beer Guys Radio on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, and don't forget to drink local. Cheers. Awesome.
How about that? It happened.
Hey, Rube.
Hey, Rube.
Y'all, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. Good time chatting with you. The show will go out. The podcast releases Saturday at midnight. And then the radio show Saturday and Sunday. Our stations are our weekend broadcast. So it's Saturday and Sunday across the various stations. But when we get the podcast launch, we'll definitely send a link. We'd love for you to share that.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Oh, and Jillian, you mentioned like media, pictures and stuff. If you have any good shots that may be great for promo, could you send me a few of what you have available?
Yeah. Do you want just like a mix of like venue, beer shots?
That would be perfect. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'll just use a few, for promotion and in the post there.
Anything with drunken clowns,
clowns and beers, or with juggalots, any juggalots.
Yeah.
If you get a picture of juggalots, we want
Gotcha.
Good stuff. Well, awesome, y'all. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great night. And again, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you
for having us.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
Cheers.